Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video we are here to break down and discuss the two biggest Rangers transfer rumours of the week. That's right, we have a dirty double on the cards, so let's jump into it. Story number one then, and it's actually going to be about the man himself, Mr. Ojo. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this one is slightly different for the normal Rangers rumours because the guy is already here. Now obviously Shea Ojo is here to the end of the season on loan from Liverpool, but the news broke out earlier this week that apparently Liverpool has made Ojo available and is willing to move away from the man for a bit of moolah in the summer. And you know what that means. Soon as Liverpool made him available to buy, the ball started to roll, and that is where Rangers come into it, because again it's just been picking up steam and steam and steam since then, and apparently Rangers are favourites to get him. Now as always with these delicious Rangers rumours, there's not one shred of evidence to suggest that Rangers are putting the plans together to make this man a permanent switch. It's also just kind of hearsay, and he said it. Now we're here in today's video, but what we do know is the fact that Gerrard rates him very, very highly. If you've ever seen any Gerrard's interviews, whenever he talks about Ojo, he talks him up very highly and says this guy can go all the way to the top if he's managed right. And on the other side, like we just said in today's video, apparently Liverpool are willing to move away from him. That's the basis of this entire freaking story. That. Not the most solid foundation to a transfer rumour, but before we go anywhere and before I even ask you guys for your opinion on whether or not you believe this is real, and two, do you want Rangers to sign Ojo, I just want to just pull the reins back a wee bit and reflect on his short time at Rangers. Now I know he's not been here too long, but again all we can reflect on is what he's done so far, because the story's out now and again we're needing to speak about it, so let's dive in and see what he's done so far. As I am making today's video, Ojo has so far made 17 appearances for Rangers. That's quite mental to think we're in October and he's already played 17 times, but in those 17 games he has 5 goals and 4 assists, which is actually pretty damn high, and he averages a goal every 258 minutes, which if you compare to our wingers for the entirety of last season, no one comes close to his output. But again, that's on the back of if he continues to score or assist every 258 minutes. We didn't care what can happen for the rest of the season. This lad could either go straight to the top and be the most unbelievable player we've ever seen, or he could shrink away and those stats could fall. So we don't really know, but what we're reflecting on right now is he's our best statistic winger at the club. So stats wise, he's doing absolutely amazingly. We can't argue with that. However, as we always say and we always discuss in every single one of these videos, stats aren't everything in a game of football, so there's a hell of a lot of room left to debate on Ojo. Financially, by the way, it's worth noting that Liverpool recently tied Ojo up before he left to Rangers on loan with a brand new spanking 5-year deal. So that's pretty clever for Liverpool, you know what I mean? Giving him a 5-year deal, getting his value pretty much to the top that it needs to be, then sending him out here and hoping he can sort of recapture the form like Ryan Kent was doing last season and just build his profile. Very, very clever for Liverpool if this all turns out to be true. But in saying that, as smart as for Liverpool, it's pretty bad for us, because if we do want to sign him, he's got a 5-year deal, hell of a lot of time left on his contract. That means a lot of that. So whether or not he's worth a certain amount of money, that isn't for me to say. This is the part where we dive in at the comment section and share our opinions on Shea Ojo. I'm really curious on this one because I know it's very, very mixed. So I want to know your thoughts and opinions on the guy. And do you want Rangers to go ahead and sign this lad? I know it's early, but again, we can only reflect on what's happened so far. And while you guys are hopefully sharing your opinion on Shea Ojo, I will give you mine very, very briefly. To answer the same question as I asked you, it's a hard one for me because on one side of things, if you just look at the numbers, again, we've not seen that kind of output and averages from the wing position in a very, very long time. And when you just watch him play, what's he got in his locker? He's big, he's powerful, he's rapid, and he's willing to shoot from range. The fourth one there that I just mentioned is something that we've been crying out for a very long time. And Ojo, you can say the negatives and that about him, but he is not shy to shoot, and we've already seen the benefits of that, especially against Feyenoord. So he has got that personality that we've needed for a long time. But I still find myself not quite 100% in on Shea Ojo. Yeah, I mean, you think back to last year, around about this time, we made a video on the exact same subject regarding Ryan Kent. It's weird when you go back and check it. It's almost identical, the timing. But if you go back to that video, I was 100% in on Ryan Kent. I said, pay whatever you need. This guy is special. But when I look at Ojo, sometimes to me, it seems like he's stuck in second gear. All joking and that aside, I hope I look back on this video and think, Jesus CJ, you didn't know what was coming. Ojo absolutely exploded the rest of the season and I should have been screaming yes, but I'm going to give it a soft yes, you know what I mean? I think we should sign the lad because again, he's got all the attributes and he's only going to get better and better, and when he can find that consistency and when he can go full pelt, I think we've got a real player on our hands. But again, I'm not as 100% in as I was last year round about this time for Ryan frickin' Kent, especially when they pay upwards of £7 million for him based on what I've seen so far. Again, hopefully that changes. And now that me and thee have had their say, let's jump over to Twitter and see what the people's opinion was on Mr. Ojo. Wow, there's been 1,528 votes. Thank you so much for getting involved. 63% of the people votes for no, they don't want Rangers to sign him permanently. That one really surprises me. I mean, I'm absolutely drenched here when I'm making today's video, hence the overall attire, because I was away watching Zombieland. I had no idea the way this poll was going. I've just opened it. That is very, very surprising that only 37% sorry, said yes to signing them. But let's see what the people had to say. Deaky Neil writes in, the new Windass for me, great stats, but doesn't back it up with effort and attitude. For me, though. CJ Keemstar writes in, like Kent, he wasn't getting praised and doing well at this point. I think he will become a lot better. Gustav writes in, yes, as long as his price isn't daft. There is a quality player in there, and given the improvements we have seen with players over the last year, this could be a good move for him and the club. Rangers Retro writes in, not for me, sorry. Other than the Feyenoord goal, which was a screamer to be fair, he's not done much else of note. His decision making is often poor in the final third. Plus we have Kent for that position Ojo's been playing. Anyway, Thomas Lee writes in, get his shooting better, he's one of the best players in the league. Cammy writes in, decent player but he's overrated. He's putting up decent numbers but his overall play is shocking. Curtis says, very young winger, too many folk writing him off already. He's got the best winger stats this season. Stats are stats. And the last one we'll read out actually comes from Andrew, and he writes in, not for me, he's young but his overall play is terrible. He gets the numbers to make him look good, but in reality his decision making is poor. He has no awareness tracking back and goes missing most of the game. Right, moving away from story number 1 and turning our attention to story number 2, we have a potential new transfer target, and that's Mr. Lewis Gibson. Now right off the bat, I'm going to be brutally honest, I had absolutely no idea who that was, so when I heard the name I had to dive into it and try to find out as much information as I could. And that's not a knock on the guy that I had never heard of him or anything like that. If I'm honest with you, the more I read about him, the more encouraged that I actually got. Now Lewis Gibson is 19 years old, he's a centre half and he plays on the left hand side, perfect to partner with Goldson. Too soon? Okay then. He is also left-footed as well, which is worth noting. That's something that Gerrard likes to have, a left-footer at left centre-back and a right at right centre-half. Now Lewis Gibson currently plies his trade at Everton, and I say that lightly because he's never ever played a single game or a single minute anywhere in any cup competitions for Everton since he joined for £1 million from Newcastle. Now if you think £1 million is a hell of a lot of money to be spending on a young lad and never paying him, with the add-ons it was £6 million in total. Now before anyone says, CJ, this deal's going to be too expensive, cut it off now, there's absolutely no way this is happening. His contract ends at the end of the summer and he's available to be spoken to January the 1st, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, another cheeky free transfer. It's worth noting that Everton hasn't offered Lewis a new contract yet. However, it is known that this guy is prepared to turn down money moves elsewhere or even at Everton if there's no opportunity to get some game time and get the opportunity to play. He is willing to turn down the moolah to get back and just play some freaking football, and I just find that so rare, and I really rate that he's willing to do that, because usually it's the exact opposite these days. So it's very impressive to see a football player putting the football first instead of the money, and again it shows that he's got a good head on his shoulders. And it's quite fair that this lad is thinking about football first instead of money, because when you look at his career, he's not played a single minute of professional football. It's all been reserve and under 21 level. That is it. I can't break down the guy's stats because he's no got any. But where Lewis Gibson earned that £6 million move to Everton was in 2017 when he was a mainstay in the under-17s for England when they went ahead and won the World Cup. He was so powerful with dominant and he just had everyone talking. The hype was there, and that is how he got his move. It seems to have stuttered since Silva came in, because if you know anything about the lad, he likes to play his own players and he's not real interested in the youth. Now you may or may not know I'm not the biggest fan of the old youth international caps or the impressive goal scoring ratios or anything like that, if you know Yeah, no, but just to give you some kind of idea about this laddie, because I've not broken down one single number about him, in the youth for England he has played 21 games and he has 2 goals to his name. Now you might be thinking to yourself, CJ, if he is so highly rated, if he's so highly talked up in the English game, then surely someone else will come in for him. If he's been bought for £6 million, there'll be another Premier League club about to swoop in and bring this laddie on the books for pennies. Well, if you remember the Joe Aribo deal that we broke down on this channel, because we're not in the same league or the same country, they can actually discuss with him until the final 2 months of his contract. We have an extra couple months to go with that one, and we can start speaking to him in January. That is how we managed to get Joe Aribo. Is that something else we're going to exploit to bring this lad in? However, which is just as impressive as his overall player profile, is how stacked we are in the position that he plays. And that's my biggest problem with this entire Rangers rumour. If this lad is really turning down money moves left, right and centre because he wants to play, if you look on our books, we've got Connor Goldson, Katic, Helander and Edmondson. Is he any closer if he joins our football club to playing now than where he sits with Evan, who's getting battered left, right and centre? I don't know, lads, but let me know your thoughts overall on this story number 2. Do you think Rangers should go ahead and sign Mr. Lewis Gibson? And do you think this Rangers rumour is actually true? Very, very briefly. 1, do I think we should sign him? Yes, because the word of mouth's absolutely brilliant. If he's half as good as what they talk him up, he's going to be a pretty damn good player for us, especially it's one of these long-term signings as well. But 2, do I think this is real? No, because of the minutes and everything like that he's driven by. I just can't see him getting it if we were to bring him in. Now, before we wrap up today's video, we've got the second poll to read out for today's video, and there's been 506 votes. Thank you so much for re-voting on this, because I accidentally deleted it, so legends for getting back involved. And I just asked them the same question as I asked you guys. Do you think Rangers should sign him? 81% of the people says yes. And the first one we read out, it actually comes from Bob, and he writes in, another centre-back. We already have 4 competing for 2 places. I'm expecting to see a lot of those tweets. Roscoe writes in, has he scored against Celtic? Well played, sir. Well played. And Hovboy says, read the nation, listen to the nation, watch the nation grow, love the nation, thumbs up, CJ Novo. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that, buddy. David White writes in, to be honest, I don't know a lot about him, but given we have 4 high-quality centre-backs as it is, and with defensive players of the calibre of Ross McCrory returning from loans, will there be any room for him? And that's the perfect one to end on, because it is an interesting question on that one. So that's where we're going to be ending today's video. Apologies for the length of the video if it is too long. I just tried to cover all of the latest Rangers transfer news. But again, I've been CJ Nova92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.